Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Bumi and today we are watching True Facts, the incredible tardigrade by zefrank1. Yes, another True Facts video. I've been really liking this series because, well, I get to learn a lot more new interesting stuff every time I watch this video. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep them coming. So yeah, the tardigrade is, I believe, an extremophile. They are also called moss piglets, I believe. So yeah, they can. They're basically one of the very few organisms that can live in extreme environments, whether it be. Wait, do they die when it's? I forgot. Okay, I forgot if they can survive extreme heat, but I'm pretty sure they can survive extreme cold and as well as the vacuum of space. They basically I think I forgot what they call it, but they basically lose all their moisture to harden up. This basically gives them like extended lifespan to survive for a couple decades, I think it was. And then just like sea monkeys, you just need to drop drop water on them, and they're gonna be alive and kicking again. I'm excited to learn what other new information I could get from the tardigrades because they are incredibly well. They are the incredible tardigrades, but they are a very interesting creature to say the least. So yeah, and remember, if you like my reactions, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions and what I should check out next. So, yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and watch the video.
This episode of True Facts is sponsored by CuriosityStream, smart TV for your smart TV. See what they did there? Almost any place on Earth where there is water, even just a tiny bit, you can find these little fellows. These are animals in the phylum Tardigrada and are called tardigrades or water bears.
Oh,
Tardigrades
water
come in
bears.
two
Yeah,
main
that's another
flavors.
name.
Tardigrades mainly live in freshwater. They are smooth and plump, like a gummy bear
Aw,
that might pop in your mouth like a grape.
it looks
Hetero
cute,
tardigrades, on the other hand, are not
except
smooth.
that one.
They come with horns and spikes and plate-like armor. Some live in freshwater while others live in the saltwater of the sea. The smooth tardigrades are sometimes called moss piglets
Ah, there we
because
go,
they
moss
can be
piglets.
found living in the fresh water that is trapped within mosses and lichens. They are quite
Damn.
small, on average only about a half a millimeter. Small.
It always fascinates me what goes on in the microscopic scale because like not a lot of people know that yeah, not a lot of people know that you have a lot of like little creatures living on your eyebrows. So if that doesn't creep you out, I don't know what will.
Enough that a moss cup provides a perfect aquatic playground. To get a closer look, we'll have to use our imagination a bit. In most microscope footage, you see the animal from above or below, sort of like POV pornography. It doesn't help that they can be quite
I
see-through.
mean,
But as we look
what's
closer,
that?
keep
I
in
don't know
mind
what
that
that
in three
is.
dimensions, they are squat, stubby, cute little things. Jerry, what the hell's that one? That's not real. What do you mean, how did I know? Well, making it black and white doesn't change anything, Jerry.
They
And
even
you
had
can't
a
have a scale
scale.
bar that just
Yep.
says the word small on it. That's not how it works. All tardigrades are built in roughly the same way. They have a head with a weird little kissy mouth hole. Most have two little eye spots, which are limited. Like you wouldn't ask one to read the menu for you. After the head comes three body segments,
Is
each
that
with a
their
pair of
insides?
legs.
The yellow one?
Finally, they have a butt segment, which also has a pair of legs, except that this pair is put on backwards. We'll get to that in a minute. The outside of the tardigrade is made out of flexible chitin. Chitin? Jerry,
Chitin.
that one made a poop. Well, don't focus on it, Jet. Oh, good, now it's stuck to its foot. Chitin is what is found in
So
the
dumb.
exoskeletons of arthropods. And like many arthropods, tardigrades need to occasionally shed their outsides in order to grow.
Oh
They
yeah,
are
the other one is
essentially a
shedding there.
fluid-filled sac. Those little things that look like water beads in a stress ball are coelomocytes, storage cells that move freely throughout the body cavity. Coelomocytes may also have an immune Jerry, what is that? No, it isn't. No, I can tell it's not real. Well, science isn't a style of photography, Jerry. Muscles that run
So
along the
dumb.
sides of the tardigrade's body help move those little water balloon legs. In most tardigrades, the legs end in a nest of tiny chitin claws. These claws are very good at navigating the tangled surfaces of moss or aquatic plants. They are less good at navigating the glass slides used in microscopy.
Yeah,
It's like
I've
if an
I've always wondered why they just wiggle like that, and I didn't even stop to think that they are literally in a glass casing. That's why they probably can't get a good grip.
alien studied your behavior by putting you in a skating rink in dress shoes. Oops. Well, that's embarrassing. Run away, run away. Tardigrades in the genus Batelepus, however, have a very different sort of footing.
Web feet?
They live
Oh
below
no,
the tide in
suction
places
cups?
where they have to hang on to the smooth surfaces of sand grains. Instead of claws, they have cute little toes that end in leaf-like
Oh,
paddles.
okay.
These paddles have adhesive properties and can be
Yeah,
flipped
so they're
down to
basically
hold
like
on or up to let
suction
go.
cups.
You might have noticed that they drag those back legs a bit, but those toes become important if they have to back up or hold on tight. This one is hungry and looking for what's it doing? Jerry, he's walking on the ceiling again. Well, tell him to get down. This one is hungry and looking for diatoms to eat as a snack. They're the little tic-tac looking things.
The
He's got one
pills.
stuck to his foot. He's a bit of a mess. And that's the problem with having horns and spikes and things. All kinds of crap gets stuck on them. Don't teach you that in dragon school. Anywho, diatoms are single-celled microalgae. They live alone or in colonies and come in lots of different shapes.
Oh,
I mean, it's a healthy snack.
that
You get
looks
your
cool.
vitamins. Here's the problem, though. They're encased in a hard shell of silica, which is the stuff that makes quartz. It's kind of like if Doritos came
Yeah, it's
individually
basically,
packaged in glass.
yeah,
Tardigrade
glass.
don't give a crap. Look at that. Sucks the insides right out. They are
They can
able
melt
to
it?
puncture through the hard outer wall
Oh,
because they
puncture
have
it.
some crazy stuff happening inside their mouth holes.
Interesting.
For a closer look, here is a tardigrade in the genus Hypsibius. It's sucking down the algae chlorella like it was a kale-flavored Capri Sun.
Yep.
On either side,
It basically makes it look like one of those water balls. I don't know if you've seen them. Like it's a ball of water, drinkable water that has an edible outer shell that you can just puncture and drink. They use it sometimes on marathons, I believe.
of their mouth tube, tardigrades have stylets made from the mineral aragonite. These are essentially two hard needles that can puncture through cell walls. It's kind of like if the people who made Wolverine had been dentists. That round-looking thing in the back is the pharynx, which acts a bit like the bulb of a pipette, sucking the juices back and towards the tum-tum. But they're not all vegetarians. Here's a ciliate, getting sensuous with a clump of dirt but minding its own business. No judgment. If you were covered in fingers, you'd be doing that too. But a tardigrade will come right over and ruin that party. I mean, don't mess with the moss piglet. The food gets passed back into the tummy parts.
Is it the yellow thing?
Nutrients are absorbed
Yeah.
into the body, while the waste forms tiny crystals. You can see the crystals light up using polarized light. And yes,
Interesting.
you know where I'm going with this. They friggin' poop crystals. Puts things into perspective, doesn't it? I mean, what can you do? Not that. I mean,
Honestly,
look at it.
honestly, that looks cool. That looks like a whole galaxy.
Beautiful. Looks like a little galaxy.
Yep.
And now a
I
message
just
about
said
our
that.
sponsor. Do you like curiosity? Well, how about a whole stream of it? Take a curiosity
Yeah,
shower.
we're gonna watch
Curiosity
the
Stream has thousands of
um,
streamable
the
documentaries
adverts.
and non-fiction television programs on all sorts
If
of
you
things.
can skip
Listen,
it,
I'm a fan. I
but
got
I'm
sucked
gonna
in.
watch it
Learn all about
in
Legos, but
respects
they have history and science
to
and
me
food
watching
and
their
everything else you
content.
might be interested in. There are also 35 collections of... Oh, there's David Attenborough. Show off. There are also 35 collections of
So
curated
dumb.
programs, hand-picked, well, I don't know how else you do it, but hand-picked by experts, not some random people off the street. Incredibly, it's only $14.99 for the entire year, and you can stream to any device, anytime, anywhere. I'm personally a fan and happy to have their support. Use code ZEFRANK to sign up. Where were we? Oh, right. Now, the tardigrades that live on land, in the water trapped
Are
in
those all
mosses, for
tardigrades?
example, have a bit of a challenge to overcome. Mosses dry out, and that means that the tardigrades dry out too. And this isn't just some pass me the lip balm I'm feeling a bit
Yeah.
chapped sort of dry.
Yeah, this is the part where I told you that they basically dry up to increase their lifespan
This is the real
and
deal.
slow their
Like
metabolism, I think.
97% of the water in the tardigrade's body
Yep, they
disappears.
shrink.
I mean, you're more like a powder at this point. Now, for most creatures, the technical term for this would be getting very dead. But when water is reintroduced to their environment, these tardigrades puff right back up and go about their business.
Chunky
That's gotta
boy.
feel pretty good right there. Like drinking a big glass of Gatorade on a hangover kind of good. This state that they enter, where all measurable metabolic activity stops, is called cryptobiosis. A number of
Cryptobiosis.
creatures do this, like the rotifer, friggin' show off, what with their little tickly fingers and the water juggling. But you can dry the hell out of them and they'll come right back. Same thing with nematodes. But maybe
Ew.
not this one. Jerry, I think this one's dead, but you can imagine it. Tardigrades, however, are exceptional at this cryptobiosis business.
No.
They can be revived after decades in this
Yep.
state. And this has to
Yeah,
do with
I
how
thought
they
it was
prepare
decades.
themselves as they begin to dry out. They
Damn.
form what is called a ton. First, they reduce their
ton?
body's surface area by
TUN?
contracting their muscles and pulling in their little legs. This slows down the water loss and buys them extra time. Meanwhile, all the cool stuff is happening at the level of the individual cell. The
I
trick
don't
is how to
understand what I'm
stabilize
seeing.
and protect the structure of things as the water disappears. Kind of like packing up Christmas ornaments so that they don't get tangled and broken, and then vacuum sealing them. The outside of the cell membrane, for example, is a layer of molecules which are spaced out just right by molecules of water. Some sugars, like trehalose, can replace those water molecules and keep the membrane from bunching up and becoming leaky. But that's not enough, so the cells begin to manufacture all sorts of specialized proteins. Intrinsically disordered proteins lack a defined shape and are floppy like cooked spaghetti. These seem to act almost like styrofoam packing noodles within the cell, holding organelles in place and making sure things don't stick together as the cell shrinks. But
Imagine since CRISPR is being more and more developed as the years pass, imagine if this is the solution that they come up with for interstellar travel. I mean, like they just pack you up, shrink you, and then probably vacuum seal you and then just yeet you into space. And then when you arrive at your destination, it's drop of a couple drops of water and you're fine.
here's the thing, it gets even crazier. Some can survive temperatures below negative 270
Extreme
degrees
colds.
Celsius. You know why? They create ice nucleating proteins that cause crystals to form away from membranes that can be damaged. In a ton state, a tardigrade can survive radiation 1,000 times the level that
Yeah, they can
do.
survive
They
radiation,
got a
but
protein for
I
that
think they
too.
die on
Binds
extreme
right
heat.
to the DNA and protects it. And you know what the scientists did? They took them to outer space, and then they opened the jar, not inside, outside to the friggin' vacuum of space. Jerry, is that poop? Did you make space out of tardigrade poop? Well, it's very good. So you know what happened after they put them in friggin' space? They brought them back down, added some water, and they were fine. Started making babies. They're not the scientists, the tardigrades. And let me tell you, they're perverts. That time I meant the scientists, but the tardigrades are perverts too. Some species are
God damn
parthenogenic,
it,
which
Brian.
means that they can reproduce by themselves, solo. Think masturbation with consequences. Others require both a male and a female to get the job done. In most cases, it works something like this. Big-ass eggs form in the female's body. Then she gets ready to molt, and her outside skin or cuticle loosens up and separates from her new cuticle.
And then the
Next, if
male
there's a suitable
fertilizes
male
the
about,
eggs.
she lays her eggs into her old skin as she wriggles out of it. Then the male fertilizes the eggs by depositing sperm into that egg-filled skin bag. I told you they were perverts. After a week or two, the little babies will emerge from their shells and then have to crawl out of the lifeless skin of their mother that their father ejaculated into. Listen, it's kind of like if your partner
It sounds
had a
disgusting,
sunburn
but
and their skin
hey,
started to peel a little. and
life
your
is life,
instinct-
right?
Oh, that's graphic, isn't it? Well, it is how a tardigrade do. Sure, some of them need therapy on tiny moss couches. What
Moss
was your
couches.
earliest memory? Pass. Can I pass? No, Jerry, I'm not going to use it. Well, I'll tell you why. Those are eggs of a chicken, and I can tell it. Stop playing Dicky Dicky in the sand. What does that mean? No, we can't sell that as merch, Jerry. There's staples in it.
Alright guys, that was True Facts, the Incredible Tardigrade by zefrank1. Another incredible video. Extremely funny. If you haven't already, I suggest you go and check out his channel, check out his other videos, and subscribe to him. The presentation and how he presents this science facts is just very cool and very funny. But yeah, that's the tardigrade. They're basically extremophiles that can live almost anywhere where there's water, as long as, well, to be honest, I probably have some living in my hand, in my body right now, since I'm starting to sweat like crazy. But yeah, don't forget to check out curiositystream.com/zefrank if you're interested in getting a subscription for yourself. I heard that it's a really good streaming service for all, like, basically non-fiction stuff. So go ahead and check that out. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Link to my Twitter is down in the description below. Go ahead and check it out if you want to. And if you're new here and enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. It helps me and it helps the channel grow. Also, please don't forget to leave your suggestions. Any suggestion will do, any type of YouTube video, preferably something that we can all learn from, or something that's funny, mysterious, but please don't give me some horror stuff, because I don't do well with horror. Probably if we reach 1,000 subs, I'll probably do a horror video then, but for now, I'm just gonna stay away from that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!